Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I create videos and content about toxic, narcissistically abusive relationships. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer, make sure you send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Just make sure you keep the email 2 to 3 paragraphs max. And you're also very direct and to the point of what your question actually is. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe notification and make sure you hit the bell notification so you are notified each and every time I upload a new video. I upload new videos on this channel 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. With that being said, let's get into this email. So this email comes from a person who is struggling because now that they are going through a healing process, their support system isn't as supportive as what she would like. It sounds like they're loving, sounds like they're caring, but they just don't quite get it and they don't quite understand. And for a lot of people, it can be very invalidating and it can also be very triggering when you're going through this. So let's get into this. So this email reads, "Hello, Matt. I have supportive people in my life. However, I do feel like they don't understand my traumas, triggers, what the difficult healing process looks like, or how to be great supportive members in my life. It's really invalidating to me when I'm trying to heal and makes things more difficult, both for me to come to them and them to go through this emotional roller coaster I am kind of forcing on them with my healing. I was hoping you could recommend a book to help them understand each of these areas so they can be more understanding and more supportive members and to make it easier for everyone involved. I think your recommendation would be extremely helpful for me and the supportive people in my life." So when we're going through a healing process, we have to understand that not everyone's going to understand. Not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone's going to care. The other thing that we have to understand that is very difficult for a lot of people to get to this point, we have to accept that about them. We have to accept the fact that not everyone is going to be where we're at. We also have to remember that it is not their responsibility, as hard as that might be for us to hear. And that doesn't mean that they don't care about you. That doesn't mean that they don't love you, right? But one of the things we have to understand that is that we cannot expect for other people to adjust to us, even when we're talking about triggers. Right, when we're talking about loved ones, I'm not talking about toxic people who are intentionally trying to trigger us. But when we're talking about loved ones who might be doing all that they can, they might support us and might give us a place to crash, and they might be there for us and things of that nature, we have to understand that this is not their struggle. This is not their battle. This battle belongs to you, to us. So one of the books I'm going to recommend is not for them. This is for you. We have to remember that you are the one that's going through the healing process. And quite often, one of the things I tell people is that when we're trying to get other people around us to change and we're trying to make the world around us feel more comfortable to us, typically there's something within us that needs to change that we're also avoiding within ourselves. Some of these things that we're talking about in terms of your triggers are not the enemy. They're actually your friend. Those are your emotional wounds that actually need to be healed, that actually need to be corrected. Now, with all this being said, right, and the way that you illustrated this, sounds like they actually do care, right? They just may not quite understand. With that being said, we also have to remember that we have to be careful of putting pressure on friends and family who are close to us to be something that they're not, right? If they don't get it, if they don't understand, that is completely okay. Let's find some people who are supportive and who do understand. Let's get into a support group. I have several linked down below, right? Let's get involved in therapy. Let's get involved in coaching. Let's get involved and let's connect. Let's reach out further beyond what our borders are right now, right? To people who do get it, who are validating. We have to remember quite often it's a struggle for people to realize that everyone doesn't have to be everything to us. And quite often this is a struggle that people who struggle with codependency and people pleasing might have. I'm not getting on you, just talking about this is a common struggle, right? That we begin to put a lot of pressure on people to cater to our emotional needs, right? And have kind of an over-reliance and over dependency on other people to begin to meet and soothe our needs when that's not their responsibility, right? They can be there for us. Let's accept them for the support that they are and the things that they are great with. But if they're not great when it comes to understanding your healing, then let's talk to some people who are. That is completely fine. That is completely normal. And let's take this one step further. For those of you who are in a relationship, in a romantic relationship with someone, same rules apply. Your person doesn't have to be everything for you. It is perfectly fine, perfectly normal for your significant other to be great to hang out with, great to have good times with. Of course, all healthy relationships require a level of vulnerability, but let's say there are certain topics that you're not keeping a secret from them, but at the same time, they just don't get it. They just don't understand. It is completely okay for you to go to your friends, to your therapist, to other people who are understanding in those areas for that help and for that support. And it actually is likely going to make your relationship better. So let's swing this back to this person who's asking this question. You looking for other support systems for your healing and for that validation that you need, people who do get it, people who do understand. And again, I have a couple of support groups down in my links down below. It's likely going to make this dynamic with the people that you know, love, and care about. It's probably going to make the relationship a lot better because they might want to help, but like you said, they just don't get it. They don't have the experience. They don't have the background. They don't have the knowledge. And they probably don't need that knowledge outside of their care for you. But again, that's not their responsibility. That's yours, right? We have to, some of these things that we're talking about are elements of CPTSD, elements of emotional wounds, things that are going on inside because of the things that you've experienced. So we need to make sure that we are integrating back with the world, right? But at the same time, right, for that validation, for that healing, let's reach out to people who have been there, done that, and people who understand. So thank you very much for writing in. Anyone else who would like to write in, make sure you send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Keep the email 2 to 3 paragraphs max. Be very direct and to the point of what your question actually is. If it's too long, if it's too lengthy, or if I don't understand what you're asking, unfortunately, I will not be able to get to it. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video.